Hello, hope this video finds you well. We're going to work through this function I've asked my class to write called reverseWordB. The method takes a list of strings and returns a new string of each word constructed in reverse. Now, when I read this, I'm going to be honest, I recognize that you could read this and interpret it a couple different ways. But what I'm going to do is come down here and look at the example to be clear. So we have name reverseWordB. We take an array of strings, or a list of strings because we're working in Python. Lists and arrays are different, but you'll hear people use them interchangeably. It returns a string, and the precondition is S is a list of any length, and it contains strings of any length. So if we have cat and dog is the list that's passed in, we get tack, which is cat in reverse, and god, which is dog in reverse. So this is actually a little bit of a trickier problem than the last one because this has a nested loop structure. So we're going to write a definition, and it's going to be called reverseWordB, and I'm going to take, what do we call this, S. And so my outer loop, or my first loop, will go through the elements in S. So let's do that. Before we do that, we're going to make a string called A, and this is going to be my string that I'm going to string construct to return my result. So we're going to loop through the list, so for I, wrong language, range 0, the length of S, and we're going to increment by 1. And I'm going to say word is equal to S at I. So I'm going to take the individual element, so in the first case I'm going to take cat, and I'm going to put it into word. Now this inner loop is going to loop through word, but in reverse. So for J in range, and if I'm looping in reverse, I'm going to start at the length of word minus 1. I'm going to continue as long as we're greater than -1, and we're going to decrease by 1 each time. And I'm going to say A is equal to word at J. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made in a video a couple minutes ago where I used I. This J is what is going through the word, the individual word. And that's the end of that for loop, that's the end of that for loop, and I return A. And so this problem's a little bit trickier because this idea of this nested loop. We have I, and then I will be 0, and then we'll go through this loop. I is 1, we'll go through this loop. This idea of a nested loop structure is really important to start getting comfortable with because as you get into more complicated algorithms, nested loop structures will pop up more and more. So let's do a test case here. We're going to say A is equal to, we'll just make a list, which is this. We'll paste that there. There you go, A is cat dog. And now we're going to print reverseWordB, pass it A. Let's save it. reverseWordB. Oh, what did I do there? Invalid character. That's funny. Let's just do this. Cat, dog. I wonder if I had a hidden character there because I read it off of a different file. Oh, what happened? Oh, look at that. Print reverseWordB. That's what I want. All sorts of mistakes. Oh, where did I make my mistake now? Do you see it? It's right here. And you probably saw this as I was doing this quickly. Notice how I just get the last letter, which is D, in dog in reverse. Well, that's because I'm overwriting A with the individual letter each time, but I want to say A plus. I want to add what is currently in A plus the word. So if I save this, there's tackgod. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a wonderful day.